Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, everyone, welcome back. My name's Paul. This is Milo Studios. I do a bit of swearing. If you're not a fan of the naughty word, then I suggest this might not be the channel for you. All right, you have been warned twice now, so don't comment. Little bit of a backstory. I don't generally do new guitar reviews, although there are a few coming up because I got sent them a long time ago. I did not get sent this guitar. This is one of Andertons' new range, Eastcoast. It intrigues me because I like looking at cheap guitars. I like finding shiny gems in a sea of nuggets. And the last one I looked at was great, so I thought I'd give this a go. The reason is a couple of people in the last couple of weeks have emailed and said, oh, you always talk about Jet and ER and everything, but you've only done one East Coast guitar. I think I've only done one or two of them as well. I don't do a lot of that sort of stuff. So I said, all right, I'll have a little cheeky look. And I noticed that they've got some new stuff up because I was watching this video. If you've not watched that, it's really good. I hope they do more of them. I thought I'd give this a go because it looked intriguing. This is my sort of guitar. I've got no affiliation with any brand, ever. I bought this secretly. I've covered up my address. I don't know if you can see that. I actually bought this through my mother and father-in-law's address, and I called the company Carrot Crunchers Anonymous. So they've got no idea that this is on my bench. Let's get her out and everyone can have a little laugh at it. It's like youth club all over again. And here it is, right? Sunbursty Tele. I'm actually building one at the minute for myself of this ilk, and I want this sort of paint scheme. It's a double humbucker Tele, which is my favourite, and that's why it intrigued me. No standard Tele bridge. It's Tele shaped, but it's not a Tele, is it? Oh, I'm missing me tip. In the bag, you get a couple of Allens. No. There he is. Got him in early this week. No showing from Eloise. On goes me switch tip. Lovely. So that's what you get in a box. Fucking brilliant. Little bit of backstory, right? Oh, you're doing reviews for your mates. It's not, that's a load of bollocks. I'm not mates with anyone at Andertons. I have been up there and I did a video. It was fucking stressful. I've been invited back since. I couldn't go and do it. I was just too busy. It's a massive ball ache to go up there for a day. And yeah, it's fucking graft. And I just didn't have time at that time. It is true that Lee did once buy me a fish finger sandwich. All right, that's as far as it goes. School kids walking past. I might have to cut that bit. So here we go. We've got a sexy Tele, no affiliation. Let's have a little look at it. Between you and me, I played this last night on the sofa. I always do that when I get home and there's a new guitar. I'll give it a little play. So far, one of the best ones I've had delivered. I don't know anything about the specs. I haven't read the website. No, I never do. Looks like a 12-inch radius to me. It was pretty well intonated. We'll double check that. Strings are all set pretty well. I don't know if you know much about the East Coast line, but this was basically, look at him, all proud as punch. This was basically conceived, I think they probably approached Lee. I don't know, I'm pulling that fact out of my ass. I don't know if you can smell it. But he said, ideal, I like the price, we'll sell them, but can we pay an extra 10% on that manufacturer cost or around about that figure to make sure that they are set up just that little bit better, just to make sure that they're good beginner instruments. Now, I've looked on websites like Jet and all the rest of it. This is 109 quid delivered to your house. No one else is really doing guitars that cheap. And the ones that I have seen for Mr. Bezos and all that sort of stuff, nowhere near as good. So I'll tell you now the conclusion of the video. It's fucking easy. For £109, that is pretty much unbeatable. But let's have a little look, a concise look at what you get out the box. At 109 quid, it's being bought by mum and dad, isn't it? It's being bought by new players. They don't know anything about setting up. They don't watch my channel. They're too young. They're not allowed to watch this sort of shenanigan. So I've not touched it. I've played it. It's got teeny tiny frets. That's my only thing I'm not so keen about it. It's got very traditional Tele frets. Meh, you know. I like a larger fret myself. I like a sausage. Who doesn't like a sausage? Mrs. Richards loves a fucking sausage. The neck has got the perfect queef of relief. It's absolutely bang on. This has been shipped around. It's been in a warehouse. It's gone everywhere. If that did have not the right nominal amount, It's not something you can mark down, but that's another reason why you have to be able to work Alan. There he is again, twice in one video. So what have I got? So my nut is cut from 0.75 to 0.55. Very evenly cut. It didn't feel bad last night when I was playing it, but I had a rum. So I'll double check that. I'm going to knock that down just a little bit, just a smidgen. But that is well within the remit. It doesn't go out of tune when you're playing. It's out of tune, but I didn't notice it going out of tune. The neck is your classic C shape, which means nothing to me. It feels like a neck. It's made of wood, which is this colour. It feels great. It feels like your standard Chinese neck, which is only covered in sanding sealer, because I still don't know that for sure, but it feels to me when I use sanding sealer on a neck and sand it back to 800, that's the finish I get trying to recreate it. I think it's lovely. Super satin, perfect neck. A sweat reducer. There you go. You don't want a sticky shaft? Put that on a t-shirt, Paul. You should get that on a t-shirt. I'm trying to get people to design me t-shirts. If you want to design me a t-shirt that says battery exhausted, inside a little battery symbol that looks cool with Milo Studios written underneath it, or just the battery exhausted bit, you can send it. Or a queef of relief, but nothing too vulgar, because people have got to wear it on the streets. If you send me a design and I use it ultimately, I will get you one. Can't say fairer than that, can we? Can't say fairer than that. I'll send you one and some D'Addario strings and a few other little bits to milk yourself off. So the nut is cut a little bit high, nothing major. My action is 1.9 to 1.8. I like things to go a little bit lower, but I'm not going to mark anything down. Does it ring out? Now, because of the tiny frets, that action feels super low. It's way higher than I would normally set it, but it feels low because it's got tiny frets. All bullshittery aside, for 109 quid, that's the best guitar I've ever bought. For £109. I might have bought a better one for 112. Take what you want from that. But for me, if mum and dad bought that, if a young musician got that in their hands, it is pretty much unbeatable. That's a fair review. I've got no affiliation. I don't give a single fuck if you think I have, but I haven't, all right? And in fact, Lee, if you want to do a reply video calling me a prick, that's fine. Do it, brother. Do it. Can you just say that again, Lee? You've done what?
I've gone for the stitch up. I've gone with guitars with a 7.
That's enough. Oh, that's all I leave, mate. Yeah. I'll leave all the plastic on because it sucks the tone right out of it. It's a through body. Shall we have a little look at the pots? Again, this is the sort of thing guitar reviewers do. They look at the size of the pots. Is there any dust in the cavity? Personally, I don't care. It won't make any difference to my chubby digits and the shit tone I achieve downstairs, but we'll have a little look. While I'm unscrewing this, and the other reason I'm doing this review is because Geiker, bless them, are just about to send me some lovely gear for the next few guitars. We're doing some titanium stuff. Oh, this is for February's build series. And it's 2 River SGs, but I'm going to show you lots of different things about that process. And they've got all the latest titanium gubbins on. Oh, fucking lovely. Right. So go over to Geico now. The link is below. You click on my affiliate link. They've got a Black Friday sale going on until the end of November. So click on that. You get some quite good deals. I was a little bit surprised actually. Oh, the tiniest of pots. Some pretty shit soldering. An internationally recognised and acclaimed switch, which looks really, really shit. A dusty crevice. No surprises there, is there? No surprises. Does that matter at £109? No, it doesn't. Literally, I spend more than that at Asda every week.
Fat wanker.
And my kids never even fucking say thank you. I had a lovely comment the other day. Someone said, if you said fuck and shit less in your videos, you'd have more subscribers. Yeah, but the subscribers would be fucking queefs. And I don't want that. We've got real geezers and 17 ladies. That number's going up, by the way. So yeah, I swear a bit. I'll binge a comment off anyway, because you're literally a turkey. So what can I say about this? What did I notice last night when I was playing? The thing I'm not even going to lower that action because it feels fine. I'm from the era of, if you bought the equivalent of this, it was from Argos. Here's an old Argos catalogue. There's an old guitar you would have got in Argos, and it would have been dog shit. Utter dog shit all the time. They were never, ever any good. You really had to take it to a tech and he would yawn and moan at you, and it would be awful. Hands on hips. Hands on hips, everyone. Attention. If this sort of quality existed back in the day, well, unbelievable. I've noticed that the tuners are a bit shit. They're not great, and my hi tuner is a bit wank. Not the best tuner in the world. Let's knock down the nut. Let's knock it down. So why do you think, just assuming that a lot of the people on the internet, I almost closed me knob in the drawer then. If it was longer, I would have caught him in there. That could have been savage. Full body weight. People on the internet, a lot of people among you are really fucking thick, all right? And they assume things and they pull shit out their ass and they think they're spitting facts when really they're just spitting leftover crayons from what they've been fucking chewing at lunchtime. This is 109 quid. I think Andertons probably make, and here's a fact I'm pulling out of my ass. What's that, Lee? I am pulling it out of my ass. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm assuming that they're making less than 10% margin on these guitars. If one goes back out of every 10 sold, then your profit's gone. What's the fucking point? Well, the point is, just in case you are one of those thickies, this is almost, not quite, but almost what they call a loss leader. There's no profit in it, but the beginner guitarist is going to go in, all right, online or to Guildford, and they're amazing online. This came the next day. I think I ordered it at like 2 p.m. It was there the next day. They're going to go on and they're going to buy a guitar that comes to them and it is set up like this. All right, it's a gift. It's a gift for a new musician. Why would Lee do that? Well, because that musician might have another 40 years of guitar buying in them, and that experience at the start means that every time they go to buy a new guitar, Andertons is going to be at the forefront of the brain. Clever thinking. Very clever. It's a service because the geezer wants to send out good instruments to people, and he's told me that personally, and it makes perfect sense. But also, people are going to go back, aren't they? They're going to go back. They're going to go, oh, I went there and it was amazing. So it's a win-win all round, right? There's no secrets to why this is good and 109 quid. There's no secrets. Let's knock the nut down. Oh, I'll bring Dave in. Let's do something. Let's do an actual job. The frets are not the shiniest, but they're fine. They're fine. Phil, do you want to give the frets a wank? Oh my God! East Coast for the win! If I ever meet Phil McKnight, I'll have to buy him a fish finger sandwich, won't I? Phil, I owe you a fish finger sandwich. Pretty sure you think I'm a toenail. You're probably not wrong. Let's be honest. Right, let's knock the nut down. I'm going to nut it down. I'm going to nut it down. Fucking slag. I'm going to nut it down to 0.4 all the way along. That's a nice even number. Let's not take the piss. Which is basically the only thing I do on this channel. These are the Stumac nut files. You can get them from Hosco. They do a little mini set. I would be able to show you them, but I gave them to the old grey guitarist so he could do his own nuts. At his age, they're probably down below his fucking knees. Sorry, John. Just couldn't help that one. So at the minute, look, if you want to know about nuts, we zero off my finder. I've got 0.76. The most important thing is I don't know what's been used to cut that nut slot. So my first few cuts, I'm just going to go until I see a bit of dust and I'm going to recheck. Sometimes that means you've taken nothing out of the bottom of that nut slot. But other times it means that you've just massacred through it and you fucked the nut up. And you don't want to be doing that. Make sure you give it a good massage down in the slot. Massage your nuts, gents. Check your nuts while you're at it today. All right, there's no excuses. See, that's taken nothing off it. It's just clean the edges of that slot. Dave, you're not in the best position. You must have patience when you're chopping nuts. There's very few jobs you can do with more euphemisms than working on nuts. Fucking hell. Size of that. It's like John was actually here. So gently, 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 we're just going to nibble down 0.63. Going to give him a bit of a rub. See, 0.53, just because I give him a bit of a tickle down in the nut slot. In the nut slot. When I'm chopping, I'm rocking that file because I want the point of contact really to be at the front of the nut and the relief to follow what the break angle of the string is. 0.45, beautiful. Not a particularly straight string through there. I don't know what's going on with the CNC programming, but it's not going to make any difference. 109 rupees. How many rupees to an English pound? I'm not sure actually. Might have to do a bit of homework. I'm not going to do any homework. Fucking hell, what's wrong with you? Right, I'll whip through and do the rest of these, and then we'll lubricate our nut. There's nothing really else for me to talk about, is there? I mean, how can I make a full 23 minutes? I don't know why I aim at 23 minutes. A little bit less than 25, a little bit more than 20, just in case you were struggling with the maths. Spot on. Right, I've got some different nut lube. This is from Daddario, Lubricate. I'm not a smackhead, I promise. But this is from Daddario stuff. I've thrown away the packaging, but Luke sent it down to me. Bless him. We're just going to put a little bit of man custard in there. Gentleman custard, if you prefer. I've seen people lube under the bent saddle doofers. I'm going to leave them on. It's a fixed bridge. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. We're lubed up in the nut. We're cut nicely now. Let's go and give it a play, shall we? I'll go and give it a really, really terrible demo. And let's just have a little listen and see what it sounds like. I'll run through my setup down there at the minute. That is going to change soon. I'm doing something a little bit different so that it's easier for you to recreate what I'm doing. But yeah, for the minute, I'll show you. I'll just run through it. And if you're wondering why the video quality shit downstairs, because I film it on my fucking phone. I can't be bothered to take all the cameras down to Fritzl's basement because he wants me to take videos of all sorts of debauchery. Look at that handshake. Oh. Right, conclusion times. Love it, absolutely love it. But I have learnt some things, and there's always something to learn. It doesn't matter who you are, and if you ever meet someone that thinks they know it all, they're assholes. Stay away, run away. There are a couple, I did have a sneaky check, there are a couple of cheeky rockers on here, but I'm not going to tap them down. They're very minor, there's nothing major. And at that action, let's just remind ourselves. 1.75 to 1.65. So we've come down a little bit because I've fucked around with a nut. At 1.75 to 1.65, which is less than a business card higher than I would normally set my guitars. Those cheeky rocks don't come into play at all. So if you do like a higher action, and if you like a vintage fret, you're much more likely to get away with the old dodgy fret. So there you go. I didn't really know that. I didn't equate that in the past. I've learnt something new. Definitely learnt something new. I quite like the Eastcoast headstock actually. I'm normally a bit of a stickler for weird headstock shapes, but that's not a bad one at all, to be honest. I think they've changed it. It never used to look like that. It was a bit different. I don't know, I'm just making it up at this point. I'm not going to touch anything. If the person who buys this might want to use it as a project to upgrade, let's not be silly. I'm sure at the number of these being sold, There's going to be the odd issue. I can only review the guitar that's in front of me. Yours might not be perfect. But at £109, if you then go and pay £100 for a setup, or you buy yourself some basic gear and tap down the odd fret and get a frettilizer and polish things, you might have a £200 investment. I don't think there's a better place to start. I do love a Tele as well. I do. I kind of fell out of love with the Tele, but I'm right back in there now. She's a basic bitch. And a Tele with humbuckers. I like what they've done here with the cheeky, there's a pickup ring on the bottom one, but that one's, it's a configuration I've not seen before. That's normally in the bridge and mounted in. Yes, lovely. All right, it's a big recommend. This one's for sale now on eBay. It's gone live. It's £109, same as Andertons, but you've got to pay postage. So I will bung in. So I'll bung in 30 quid's worth of D'Addario strings for you. So your quid's in, all right? You're paying postage, but you're getting more for your moolah. That's all I can say. Oh, and Frettilizer gave me some of these to give away. So I'll bung one of them in as well, a little action card. So I'll put that in so you're getting your money's worth. Yeah, whoever gets this one, it's a good one. It's been checked over. I've done literally nothing to it. I've adjusted the nut, lubricated it. No, it's definitely synthetic. It's not man-made, Luke. That's a good start. Yes, wonderful. I might even give it a quick polish. Thanks everyone, thanks for watching. Affiliate links are below all your favourite YouTubers' videos. Make sure you follow that. You can get neck rests and stuff like that on my eBay store, blah, 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 sales pitch. Get yourself a t-shirt, it's fucking Christmas. Treat yourself, absolutely. Not just to a 5-knuckle shuffle. I'll leave you on that note. Special wave. I don't know what that hand's doing.